Well, hello again, everyone. Professor Profit coming to you from Craps University, and we've got a neat little crap strategy for you this evening. This one's called the assembly line. Now, it's a $1,500 buy-in. We'll be playing at a $25 table, but this does scale up and down easily, so if you want to play it at a $10 table, it's not an issue. Or a $100 table, that will work also. So we call this the assembly line because we have an assembly line of place bets as we bet across on each shooter. And then hopefully we'll take those winnings as we start hitting numbers and move those to the second assembly line, which would be betting the dark side. So the hope is that we'll be protecting our wins and regressing on the positive side and increasing on the negative side until we're pretty balanced. And then that way, if we get a hot shooter, we'll continue to reap the benefits. And if we get knocked off twice of our dark side, we're going to stop betting the dark side so we can get the full benefit of the light side hits. So that is how that works, and we will go down to the felt now and show you the nuts and bolts of it, exactly how we bet it, exactly what the progression is, and then we'll take those bones and roll them for a few minutes and see if we have a casino-worthy strategy here. So we'll see you down there shortly, and we'll take a peek. All right, everybody, down here on the felt, and we're getting ready to roll out our assembly line strategy. Now, this is a $1,500 buy-in, which we have in green chips here in our rack, and it's a $25 minimum bet table we're going to be playing at today. Now, this can scale up and down easily, so if you want to play for a little less, no problem. If you want to play for a little more, also no problem. So how this works, we're going to put a bet down on the pass line, and once the number is established, say 10, then we're going to go either 130 or 135 across, depending on what the number is, and that'll look like this. Now, just like an assembly line, we've got them lined up. And say the next roll is a 9. Okay, then we get paid off on the 9. We take the two outside numbers down, which in this case would be the 9 and the 4. And then we put a $25 don't come bet up. Now we don't have a don't come square on our play field, so we'll put it on the come line here to signify that that is a don't come bet. So now we have 3 numbers working, place bets working, plus our pass line bet, a total of 4 numbers. Say the next number rolled is a 4. Well, let's just say it's a 6 because we have something on the 6. Okay, we get a $35 payout. We take down the 2 outside numbers. We do this one, and since this one just hit, let's just take the 6 down. And then once again, we would the don't come and go to the 9, of course, I forgot to mention that. We take the 25 of the $35 win, put it on the DC, and let's say the next number is also a 6. Then that one would go to the 6. Now we have 2 light side numbers, the 8, and then the pass line bet, which is the 10. We have 2 dark side numbers, the 6 and the 9, which is the next step in the assembly line. And then we just roll it out. Now, if we get knocked off one of these, we will replace it up to 2 times. If we get knocked off 2 times, we're not going to replace it. After the second time, we will realize we've got a hot shooter, and then we'll go to the light side and hope that we can win some money there before we get the dreaded 7 out. So if we lose on a shooter, we'll go up 1 level, and if we win on a shooter, we'll go back down 1 level. And then when we reach our session high, we'll always go back down to our base level and keep our variance at a minimum. So let's get these out of the way, and then we'll start doing some rolling and see what we think of this particular strategy, the assembly line. And again, that's a $1,500 buy-in. We've got that in our rack right here, and I think what we'll do is get 100 of it and turn it into red birds, because we are going to need some red chips before this is over. So there's 100. And let's get a stack of reds here. There we go. And we're ready to go. All right, let's put a pass line bet out. And roll the dice. Here we go. All right, that's box cars. That's a 12, so we do lose that. And I'm going to leave this out on the play field so we'll know on each shooter whether we're ahead or behind. So let's come back with another $25 pass line bet. Roll the dice. This time it's a 5, so the puck will go to the 5. And now we'll do our assembly line bet, go all the way across. The 4, 6, 8, 9, and 10. And we'll cap the 6 and the 8 here. And we're not going to take odds here. We've got enough money out already. So we're just going to leave that alone. And we're ready to roll. Here we go. There's the 6, 4, 10. So that'll pay $50. Less the big. So let's get that paid off. So let's rack that. All right. Rather than taking it out of the casino coffers, let's take it out of there. That way we'll know where we are. And we'll take down the 2 outside numbers. 10's down. We'll take down the 4, and we'll take some of that winnings from the 10 and put it on the don't come. So okay, we're ready to go, and we're rolling. And there's the 415. So that's the front line winner here. And we'll pay that off. Rack that. Puck comes down. The DC goes to the 5. And let's get a number established, and we'll put up another DC bet. So there's a 9. 3, 6, 9. This is off here. The DC is working, however. So the puck will go to the 9. So let's move this to let's move it over to the 4. And I think we are ready. Let's get that next DC bet up. And we're ready to go. We're rolling. Okay, there's a 6, 4, 10. So we guess strong there. The DC will move to the 10. And here we go. Okay, there's the 5, 4, the Colt 45, the center field 9. So that's a front line winner. So we'll pay that off. The puck will come down. Take down 2 outside numbers, and we can take our choice of 6 or 8. Let's just take the 6 down, and we'll rack this. And we're ready to roll now. The place bet, the 8's not working. The 2 DCs are working, and of course the pass line is working on the come out roll. And there are the aces in both places, so we do lose that. So let's just replace it. And let's try that again. And there's the crabs, the 6 hard. So the puck will go to the 6. And we're ready to go. Here we go. And there's the 5, 3, 8, 8 easy. So that'll pay $35 on a $30 bet. And we'll just cash that. And let's put that over here. We'll take that out of here. And we'll rack that up. And let's roll it again. Here's the 3, 2, 5. So we do get knocked off the 5. So let's replace that with another DC bet. That's 1 knockoff. And we're rolling. And there's a 12. So that doesn't mean anything there. And we're rolling again. And there's the Lumberyard, the 2x4, the 6. So the DC goes to the 6. That's the front line winner. So we win there. Puck will come down. We'll rack our $25. And now the 8's off. The 2 DC bets are on. The 6 and the 10 are working. And the pass line bet is working. And we do hit the 10 there. So we get knocked off the 10. The puck will go to the 10. And we'll replace that DC bet. And that's our second knockoff. So if we get knocked off again, we will not replace it. So that'll go to the 5, the 3, 2 no field 5. And we're set up and ready to roll. Here we go. And there's the sunflowers, the 10 hard. So we win our pass line bet. We'll pay that off and rack it. Puck comes down. the two DC bets are working. The place bet is not. Pass line is. And there's a 7. So that's a front line winner. Oh, I'm playing that out of my own rack. It's not going to do much good. So that's a front line winner, and then both the DC bets will win. So that was a good one for us. So let's take these down and this down. And we've got just the light side working now. So we'll put some dark side bets back out now that we're winning. And we've got a hot shooter going here. So let's see if we can keep it up. So the puck will go to the 4. So the 4 and the 8 on the light side. And let's come back with a DC bet. And I know we said after 2 knockoffs we're not going to do this anymore. But since we're kind of starting the routine over again, we're going to go ahead and try to get some dark side and get some balance in our betting out here. So there's the box cars once again, the railroad tracks. And there's the 5, 2, 7 out. So we had the best of worlds a minute ago, and this is the worst time. So that all comes down, and we're going to the next shooter. Obviously, we won money on that shooter just looking at the rack. So we will just remain at the $25 level for the next shooter. So we get our pass line bet out, and here's the come out roll. And that's the 6, 2, 8, the 8 easy. So we'll get our bets down again, our assembly line. And those are down. And let's roll it and see if we can move some of these bets to the second level, to the DC. And there's a yo 11. So sometimes on horn numbers, I'll take down the 2 outside bets anyway. This time, though, I think I'm going to leave them up. Let's see how good a decision that is. So there's the square pair. That's the 8 hard. So we do win 25 on our pass line. It's the front line winner. So this will come down. We'll rack that, and we'll put that on the DC. Once we get a number established, all of our place bets are off. And, of course, our pass line bet is working. So there's the 5, 1, the 6 easy. So the puck will go to the 6. We'll move the 6 to the 8. And we're ready to go. Let's put a DC bet out. That's for our first win there on the pass line. And there's another 8, 6, 2, 8 easy. So that'll pay 35 on the 8. And we'll pay that off. This will go to the 8. We'll take down the 2 outside numbers. We'll take down 1 outside number, and then, of course, we're going to take down the 8 because we're playing the dark side there. And then we'll put our second DC bet up. This is kind of an involved strategy, I know, but hopefully by the time we get to the end of it, you'll understand it real well. Okay, so we've got 3 numbers working on the light side, the 5, the 9, and the 10. Plus the 8 is on the, or the 6, I mean, is the pass line. And we've got the dark side, we have the 8, and we're trying to get the DC established here. So let's roll the dice, see what we get. So that is a 6, 4, 10. So this will go to the 10. 10 will come down, that's a winner. And that'll pay 50 less the VIG. So let's put that up. And we've got all our bets established. We need to take down one of these. So let's take down the 5 and rack that. Now we've got 2 on the light side, the 9 and the 6, and 2 on the dark side, the 8 and the 10. So we are balanced, and we throw a 9. So that's a winner. So that'll pay 35. Trying to play that out of my rack again. It's hard to get ahead when you do that. So we'll rack that up. And we will rack this up. So we are now 2 on the dark side and 1 on the light side. So let's just let's move let's place the 5 this time. Just move the 9 to the 5. That way we have 2 and 2. And there's a roll. That's the 5, 3, 8, 8 easy. So the 8 will come down, and we'll come back up with another dark side bet, another don't come bet, and we're rolling. And that'll go to the 5. That's a winner. Get 35 paid on the 5. So let's pay that off. So there's a 35, and we'll take that down. And then the DC will move to the 5. And let's come back up on the 8. On the light side, now we've got the 6 and the 8 working on the light side. And we have the 5 and 9 working on the dark side, so we are balanced again. And let's roll the dice. So there's a 3, 2, 5, so we do get knocked off the 5. And I think that's our second knockoff, so we'll do this one more time. And then we will not bet the DC anymore. So there's the 6, 2, 8, so the DC will move to the 8. That is a winner there. So that's a $35 win. So there's that payoff. And we will rack this up. And we'll move this to the 9. And then we need, let's see, we've got the 9 and the 6 on the light side, the 8 and the 10 on the dark side. So we're good to go. Here we go. So there is a 9. That's another win for us. That's another $35 payout. So we'll just rack that up. And leave it where it is. Here we go. Next roll. There's the 3, 1, 4, 4 easy. So that doesn't mean anything to us. And there's the 4, 1, 5, the center field 5, the horse and buggy. And there's the 4 hard, the double deuces, quack, quack, double ducks. And there's the 7 out. Okay. So we lose the light side, we win the dark side. So that's a wash. So that's another nice win for us on that shooter. So we've had 2 pretty hot shooters here. And so we've done pretty well so far. As you know, that doesn't last. So let's see how we do. Here's shooter number 3. And as I said, there's an AC deucey, so 3 craps. So we do lose our front line bet there. And we'll just replace that. And roll them again. And there's a 7, front line winner, so we get our quarter right back. So we'll rack that, take the dice, roll them again. And there's a 6 hard, so the puck will go to the 6. And let's put our assembly line bet down. We line them up, just like an assembly line. And then we'll put hats on the 6, or excuse me, put hat on the 8. And so we're ready to roll. Here we go. And there's a 6, 3, 9, so that's a $35 payout. So there's the payout. We'll put the quarter of that on the DC, take down our 2 outside bets, and rack those. And we're ready to roll. And there's the 4, 1, 5, the horse and buggy once again. So that's a $35 winner on the 5. So we'll pay that off, take down the 5. The DC moves to the 5, and then we'll replace that DC from our winnings on the 5. We'll rack this up, and let's see, we need to take down another number. And so we've got the 6 and 8 on the light side, the 5 on the dark side, and we're trying to get this second don't come dark side bet established. So there's 3 craps, so that's a winner on the DC. So we'll take that and rack it up. And the next roll, and there's the 9. So the DC will go to the 9. And now we have bets on both sides, 2 bets on both sides. And let's see how it plays out here. So there's the 5, 1, 6, 6 easy. So that's a front line winner. So that'll pay 25. And we'll rack that. And let's see, button comes down. The 2 DC bets are working. The pass line bet is working, and the 8 is not working. So ideally, we'd like to see big red right here. Here we go. And that's the 6, 4, 10. So the puck will go to the 10, and everything's working now. And here we go. And there's a square pair. That's the 8 hard, so that's a $35 winner. So we'll pay that off. And rack that up. And we're ready to go again. Here we go. And that's the 516. So that doesn't mean anything. And there's yo. That doesn't mean anything. There's back-to-back yo. What is it? See a horn, bet a horn. And there's a 516 easy. And there's the starfish. So 10 hard. And that is a frontline winner. So we'll pay that off. And racket puck will come down. And again, the DCs are working. The place bet is not. And the pass line bet is. And there's yo 11. So that's a frontline winner. So we'll pay that off. And let's roll them again. And there's the 8 easy. So let's move the 8 over to the 6. And we're good to go. Here we go. So right there, there's a 6. So we'll pay that off. It's a $35 hit for us. And we'll just leave the 6 where it is. And I think what I'm going to do is turn this into 100. And that'll give us a little more room in our rack. So that'll do that. And we'll put that back there. And move the green ones over here in one column. And put the red ones in another. Okay, let's roll. And there's the 3, 2, 5. So the 5 gets knocked off. That's the first knockoff on the dark side. So we will replace that bet on the DC. And that'll go right back to the 5. So let's keep rolling. Here's the 2, 1. That is the 3 craps. So that means nothing to us. And there's the front line winner. That's the 6, 2, 8 easy. So we'll pay that off. Puck comes down. And again, the DC bets, the 5 and the 9 are working. And the pass line is working. The 6, the place bet is not. So that goes to the 4. Puck goes to the 4, 3, 1, 4 easy. And our next roll. And there's the 7 out. Okay. So we lose these 2 bets, 55. But we win 50 of it back on the DC bets. So that's a net $5 loss on that. So I think that's probably enough where you hopefully get the gist of this, how it's bet, how it works. And you can see, although we have a lot of money out there, most of our bets are covered. The worst you can get is on a 0.7 out, where you've got your whole assembly line out here. And if you get hit there, that can sting pretty good. That'll cause you to have to go up a level. And the next level from 25, we would just double that to 50. And if we had to go up again, it'd be 75 on the pass line. And then all of the place bets would be 3 times of what the base level is. So we had a $1,500 bankroll when we started. And we have that right here in the greens. So let's take the rest of it here and kind of see what our profit is today. All right, so we got a black chip, so that's 100. And we'll color these up. There's 3 more. Let's get those out of the way and see what we have in Redbirds here. It's 25, 50, 75. So let's get 3 more green ones. And then we have another 13 here. I want to stick together. So let's see, we've got 400, 75, 85, 88. So $1,500 buy-in, $488 profit. That's a pretty solid session there, folks. So that is the assembly line strategy. I hope you enjoyed that, and leave me a comment on what you think of it, if you would change it in any way, and any way you can think of that might improve it. That's what we're here for, just to learn from each other. So that is the assembly line strategy. Wow, that went about as good as you could hope, couldn't it? I got to tell you, we did really well, but you know, we had some hot shooters there, and things really went our way. And as you know, there are times at a craps table where everything goes right, and there's times where everything goes wrong. And this time we were on the right side of Lady Luck. $1,500 buy-in, almost a $500 profit. That's a red letter day. We'll take that any day of the week. So we do thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed this video, please give us the old thumbs up so we'll know that you're enjoying the content we're presenting to you. And also, if you haven't already subscribed to the Craps University channel, we'd love to have you hit that button and become part of the Craps University student body. We do roulette videos on Wednesdays. We do craps strategy videos on Sundays. And right now we're sprinkling in a few trip reports from our recent trip to Las Vegas. So if any of that appeals to you, please press that button and become part of Craps U. If you're already a subscriber, we do thank you for continuing to watch the videos. We do value your comments, so if you have any thoughts on how this can be improved or changed, we would love to hear that. So once again, thank you for joining us. This is Professor Profit coming to you from Craps University. And if you're out there rolling those bones this week, we wish you nothing but the best of luck. And may all your rolls come up winners. Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.